And then he said, don't put me to the test. I can say that for myself, and I can say for that word, because it is very, very, very interesting. We are all composed of this flesh, and this flesh is corrupted. Corrupted because it's still part of that sin. But although we are redeemed, we have the consequence of sin. And then Saint Philip Poneri used to say, which is my prayer too, Lord, do not take your hands from me, because in a split of a second, Philip who can betray you. How true it is. In a split of a second, we can betray the Lord. And that's why if you know that the stove is hot, don't touch it, because you're going to get burned. If you know that that place is an occasion for sin for you, don't go. If you know that these people are occasion for sin of you, don't go there. Jesus make it very strict. Even if your eye is temptation, pluck it out. If your head, cut it out. Your feet, cut it out. It's better to enter heaven with one eye than to go with both to Gehenna. My dear people, this is why our prayers are not answered. It's not how much I babble and novenas and rosary, Station of the Cross. I'm not against them because I love them all. But do you pray as a dialogue with God? How do you pray? Well, the exercise I'm going to tell you is the exercise of St. Francis de Sales. St. Francis used to say to those who are starting in their spiritual journey, if you want to pray, you find a room by yourself. Don't stay in the sitting room or stay in a public place, because you are going to be called upon. But be alone. And when you are alone, put yourself in the presence of God. And this is what we don't do even at Mass. If I ask you, when you enter this church, did you put yourself in the presence of God? I don't care how many saints we have in church, and you go and kiss them and tell them and light candles. I don't care about that. You do whatever you want. But do you say hello to the boss? Do you say hello to Jesus who is there? We come to see Him. My dear people, this is what the church needs today. A revival. We need to deepen our love in Jesus Christ, to make a commitment with Him, to really feel Him in our lives, to pray with faith. And then Saint Francis used to say, after you put yourself in the presence of God, open your scripture or any book you want and read just one paragraph. Make something there, because you are going to go back to that page. Close the book and try to think what you read. You say, Father, now you got to get me, because I forget what I even drank this morning for breakfast. Much more and more, I remember what I read. But that is what our Holy Father is really instilling in us, Divina Lectionis, to really think very seriously about the Word. If I ask this morning, what was the second reading? I don't think I have 5 people in this church who will tell me. I think Steve Obarski and because he was here for 3 Masses. But the only thing is this. This is what we need to do, to remember. And then you go back and read it again. And then now close the book and silence yourself and let God talk to you. If you don't silence yourself, don't think that God is going to come to you when your lips is gone. Because if you are busy, He does not like busyness. Quietness. And if you don't receive it in the beginning, because you are going to be starting, it takes time. But then during the course of the day, you think about what you just read. And let God speak to you in the course of the day. And at the end of the day, you think about it, see how much you put it into practice, and what is your fruit, and what is your production over that word. When you talk to God, talk to Him on a personal level. Yes, the other memorial prayers are necessary and we need them because that's the way we were taught and that's the way we need to learn, because sometimes the mind can be feeble and we need to remember at memorial. But mostly, think about God to be sitting on a big chair in your room and you have a conversation with your best friend. And talk to Him like you talk to your best friend. But one thing that we need to understand is that we come to Him with faith. Do you remember what He said to Martha when Lazarus was dead and Martha went to meet Him? He said to Martha, "Your brother will rise." Martha said, "Yes, Lord, I know He will rise on the last day, and you are the life and everlasting life."